What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Red and Gold Standard podcast. My name is Zach Hernandez, and as always, I am joined by my co-hosts, Matt Llewellyn and Mike Andrews of Nothing But Niners. We got a great show planned for you this evening. If you're tuning in on X, make sure you hit like and repost the post. If you're watching on YouTube, do us a solid, hit like and subscribe. Go to both channels, 49ers Live, Nothing But Niners. Do it for both channels. We really appreciate the support. Like I said, we got a great show planned for you guys this evening. We got a lot of topics. Things will probably get a little heated, seeing what's on the docket, but that's all right. That's why we're here. Before I toss it over to the guys, like I said, share it on X, like and subscribe on YouTube, hop in the chat. We want to get your guys' thoughts. Matt, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm a little tired. Took the daughter to some swimming lessons, and that was fun. But I don't know what it is, man. Getting out in the sunshine and going swimming, I'm always exhausted afterwards. I don't know if it's like that for you fellas, but it's just, man, I want to take a nap, but it was already like 6 o'clock. So here we are. But I'm excited to be here, guys.
I hear you, man. Today was my first day back at work since last Wednesday, and it flew by. So much had to catch up on, but it's exhausting. Mike, how you doing?
All is well, man. I, too, spent a lot of time in the sun today, and, man, it makes me tired. I don't know what – I thought the sun and vitamin D meant energy, but it does not work that way for me. It makes me want to go to sleep so bad. So this show, man, like I went in to go kiss my wife goodnight, and she's like looks so comfortable in bed. I'm like, oh, man, I'm almost jealous right now. But I'm also excited to do the show. So I'm back in show mode, but like waiting for the time to come, it was like, oh, man, I'm like drowning. And I've been walking around. You guys probably have never seen it, but I don't know if you remember during a draft show I think 2 years ago, I had the big thing on my head. I was blow drying my hair. Did you guys ever see it? It's like a big bonnet.
Is it the one that's connected to like a blow dryer?
Yeah.
Ashley has one.
Yeah, these things are freaking incredible, man. I love. Do I have it over here still? I don't know where it is, but it's here somewhere. But man, I love that thing. It's so good especially when you have a lot of hair. Like my locks are just like it's a lot of them, and they're really thick. And so I sat under that thing for like 2 hours. So that heat plus this, and it's still wet, but it's all good. I'm getting ready for vacation, so I'll be on vacation next week. I'm trying to get like Zach, man, get my vacation time up.
Yeah, you're on the opposite end of the spectrum for me. Nice. All right, guys. Well, like I said, we got a good show planned for you tonight. First things first, let's talk about tight end university. George Kittle has all the tight ends, Travis Kelce, Hawkinson. I think I saw Bowers was there. They all go. And there was also a surprise appearance by someone I know the three of us certainly can't get enough of, and that is Taylor Swift. But there was somebody.
A surprise.
Yeah. Not really. But according to the NFL's link, it was a surprise. And she did a surprise performance apparently as well. But there was somebody notably absent, and that is not a tight end. It is a quarterback. Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was not spotted at tight end university for 2025. Thoughts, concerns, what's going on here?
This is what happened when you finally go out and you get the bag. And it wouldn't have come to anyone's attention if George Kittle didn't make the announcement, basically. He's like, I'm kind of upset with Brock. And now this was tongue-in-cheek. He said it all with a smile on his face. It's pretty interesting. He talked about how, he's buying property near me. Like, George Kittle really enjoys his teammates, and I love that about him, right? He's like, so he's getting property near me now, and I have a quarterback to train with in the offseason, and blah, blah. Like, he's always been that way, right? Even when C.J. Beathard was his guy, right? Like, they were always working out together in the offseason and all that, and then he's like, yeah, and Brock wasn't here because he's playing golf. And I'm like, oh, wow, like, he's got that country club money now, right? Like, he's gone, man. He's a different guy, man. Is this the first change that we're seeing in Brock Purdy all of a sudden? Like, this guy's too good to show up for tight end university when he was always there before? I mean, people change when the money comes, right? You get the bag, and now all of a sudden I don't recognize this guy anymore. He got the muscles, and he's got the money, and he's got the wife now, and probably a kid coming on the way soon. And, it's going to be interesting
100%.
to see how Brock
The way
Purdy
she was
changes.
You saw how she was holding that pillow. 100%.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But to go back to Brock Purdy, I don't know if you realize this, Mike, but apparently he did months ago, he did a charity event with Tim Tebow where they auctioned off a round of golf, and it just so happened to fall during this. So it was for a charity event with Tim Tebow, so I can imagine you know what the context of that charity event was for without getting too deep into it. So I don't know if it was necessarily hey, look at me, I'm a country club boy now and all that stuff. But it's kind of funny to think, like 2 years ago, I don't even think Brock Purdy golfed at all. Like there were articles people wrote about him not golfing at all, and now he's like golf guy. So I don't know, maybe there is something to it.
We have a video here. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh yeah, here we go. No, if this is it, then yeah, if this is him talking about it, let's hear it.
Finally.
Yeah. How excited are you for him and your entire offense, but led by him going into this next season?
The first second was Brock Purdy got paid. Just FYI, I think it cut it off.
I'm really excited. I think I've had going into my 9th year, and I've had 8 off seasons with quarterback controversy at some point.
Yeah.
It's always really fun. It's always enjoyable. And so to have like kind of a calmer off season where you can just all the boys are at OTAs, all the boys are hanging out, playing football, thinking football. It's just way more. Your mind's just at ease. You're not thinking about all that stuff. I do have to air some dirty laundry with Brock.
What do you got?
He's supposed to be here today, and instead he's golfing with. Now, granted, it was a charity thing. He did something with Tim Tebow's foundation, which is fantastic. I'm happy for him. And they auctioned off a round of golf with Brock Purdy like months ago.
Yeah.
They scheduled it for today at 1:00.
Yeah.
They did not consult you.
And I asked
What was
Brock,
the phone call like from him?
Oh, no. So he told me it was a charity golf tournament. He's like, I can't move. I'm like, oh, it's a whole thing. I get it. And then 2 weeks ago, he's like, oh, no, it's just like one round of golf and they're flying in for it. I'm like, so you could have done it on Monday or Wednesday. Teed off at 9 a.m.
Hey, I'm here, though.
Brock, you don't get a shirt this year. You don't get anything.
This is a very poor man's Brock Purdy.
Brock,
right
take
here,
the money. I'll take the jersey.
So that is the clip from Tight End University. Yeah, so apparently charity golf just happened to time up with Tight End University, and that is why Brock Purdy could not make it this year. By the way, shout out to George Kittle really turning that into like a whole event every year. The first one, it was just like, I got some tight ends together and we're going to teach each other how to run routes and the best things about it. Like he's got like ESPN there covering it. Like that's pretty cool. Sin, by the way, says, aren't Mac Jones and Tanner Mordecai there? I'm pretty sure they were. Was there anything else on this tight end
I would just say, that Brock Purdy, even if it was just one round, and George is obviously kidding and just giving him, grief or whatever. But even if it is like one round, like also if we're speculating correctly, and he does have who by now is probably a very pregnant wife at home, man, she was like, "Hey, you better fly right back home, dude." Like I know how it is. You can't be taking a bunch of time away. So, especially with a season coming up where he's going to have to spend a lot of time away anyway, and who knows? But all good there. I like it, and I like what George has done with it. And then last thing for me is just if you guys get a chance, George was recently on Bussin' with the Boys, and it was a really good interview. So if you guys want to check that out.
Yeah. A quick question. I didn't know that Taylor Swift performed. Do you think they had to pay her to do that?
It looks impromptu, unless she wanted it by design to look that way. I don't know.
Was Kelsey at tight end? He was, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he brought her.
That's why. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why
the
she was
picture
there.
that they showed was very misleading because it was her next to George. I didn't even see Kel. I'm like, where's Travis?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Where is he? So.
Yeah, and I mean, by all accounts, I guess Claire and Taylor Swift are like friends, like that. She's part of that whole little group thing or whatever. So
it's pretty cool though. The Tight End University is blown up, man, and like you said, the coverage on it and everything. Just in that little clip that they showed, did you see how many people were in the background, the camera crews and all that stuff? So they've really turned that into something like spectacular. I'm really happy for the guys, honestly, man. I mean, it's what a success, and it's not just running routes and everything. It's how to block people bigger than you and everything. I even heard George talking about the squats that he does every Monday, his routine. He's like, I have to be at a certain weight or I feel like I can't block the right way. And he was like, and if I don't work out, I drop that weight very, very quickly. So it was interesting to hear him break all that stuff down. I know they go over that those fundamentals for people. So I love that George is competitive enough to still be considered one of the best tight ends in the league and want to share his knowledge and understanding of the game and all to improve tight ends all around. And so it makes me wonder if he's going to devalue tight ends by doing this. If everyone is getting the training from the top guys in the league every year, then the bar goes from here and it's being elevated. Doesn't that devalue a position like running backs? Like, isn't that what's eventually going to end up happening, where tight ends are going to be drafted in the 4th and 5th round going forward, like how running backs are?
I mean, a rising tide raises all boats, right? Isn't that what they say? So maybe everybody else is just as good as I don't know. That is an interesting point, though, because it's like, couldn't I just get the next guy and he's 80% of you, but
Yeah.
I think it all comes down to you may know how to do something, but that doesn't mean you can go do it. I mean, the best coaches could never go out on the field and sling it like that. You know what I mean? So that's why these backup quarterbacks become offensive coordinators, head coaches, because they look at, was it Kellen Moore? He was a backup for the Cowboys, right? For the longest time. Like, he could never really get anything going. Kyle Shanahan, Jim Harbaugh. Kyle Shanahan never got anything done as a receiver, yet he's one of the best offensive play minds, play callers in the NFL. So just because you know how to do something. Now, to be fair, Mike, to add to your point, these are NFL caliber tight ends already. It's not like he's taking a bunch of scrubs or, lowland college players. These are tight ends that are already in the NFL. So I don't know. It is interesting.
Say this, though. Has anybody done more to bring a higher cachet and profile to a position than George Kittle in recent memory? I mean, like, he's blown up the spot where tight ends are, hey, it's now sexy to be a tight end, man.
Yeah, they got the holiday in the NFL. I don't know another position that they call it quarterback's day or running. I only know of the tight end day. And here's the coolest thing about all of it. He doesn't take all the credit. It's like, yeah, me and Kelsey decided to do whatever. He always gives props to other people for it, even though nationally they keep crediting George Kittle for it. Do you think this is my last question on the subject? Do you guys think that other fan bases care if their tight ends attend tight end university?
I'm sure they would. Why not? It's like, hey, all this free knowledge is being given out there.
I think at this point, look at the lineup. There's a lot. I think at this point it'd be more like if somebody got snubbed, right? It's like an all-star team. Like, do you really care if your guy makes an all-star team necessarily? No. But if they get snubbed, you absolutely care, right? We always see the who got snubbed list every year. Mm-hmm. So I think that if somebody wasn't on there or whatever, because I think Trey McBride's there. Like you said, Brock Bowers is there. I don't know, Dalton Kincaid probably. There's a ton of guys. Notice who's not there, though, and I looked through it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see any of the rookies there. Like you said, Zach, I think it's only established players.
I mean, there's some names I don't recognize, but they also could just be second and third string tight ends on other teams.
Well, I don't see Colston Loveland or Tyler Warren.
No, you're right.
Right, yeah.
And those were the top two guys. So, obviously we don't see Elijah Arroyo. You know what I mean? Like those I don't see. So it's only the guys that are in the NFL. Also, new 49er Luke Farrell is there as well. So, right there.
Okay. Yep. What order is this in? Like, I was just trying
alphabetical.
To see. By first name?
First name, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
good stuff.
Mason Taylor's there. He's a rookie.
There you go. He would be
interesting.
The one. To be fair, he does have a Hall of Fame father.
I wonder why.
That might. And a Hall of Shame aunt. No,
I was gonna say I'm sure it's the father. All right. Yeah. So shout out to George Kittle. Another year, another tight end university down. Also, I don't know if it was last year or this year. I see Bud Light is the official sponsor. So even more of a shout out. That's awesome. Officially getting them to cover it. And yeah, like you said, Matt, he was on Bussin' with the Boys. Great episode. He talked about how when he was a rookie, the Niners took the whole rookie class to San Quentin, I think. had them talk with the inmates to prison here, talk with the inmates, get, real knowledge about what their life could be like if they slipped up. I think it was they were talking about Henry Ruggs in relation, and then that's how it kind of turned into, you need to manage your money correctly, you need to make sure you make the right decisions, you need to be an adult. So it is cool because you hear about players say, like, oh, nobody ever teaches the players how to, manage their money or how to make smart decisions because they go from nothing to millionaires overnight. Well, at least the 49ers are doing that because it looks like some teams don't help their players like that. And plus, we talked about this previously, but players aren't becoming millionaires overnight anymore with NIL. They're coming into the league already multimillionaires in most cases, at least the higher ends of the draft. So that is wild to see. Okay. Next topic that I had here for you guys, Brandon Ayuk. Let me pull up the tweet. I know you guys are probably sick of talking about him, but for some reason on his YouTube channel, he decided to, and I have this tweet from Grant Cohn. It has this picture there in the comments. I don't want you guys to think I'm logged into his YouTube account. He posted this on his YouTube, which a lot of people don't even know you could post text posts on YouTube. But he did, and he posted an hour ago at the time the screenshot was taken. It was 3 weeks ago now, 2 weeks ago. They was talking about trading me while I was off Percocets, muscle relaxers, and peeing in a cup by my bed. Couldn't walk for 10 weeks. Ain't nobody trading for me, with the laughing emoji and the dead emoji. Mike, I've seen you on X translating Ayuk talk into a more understandable verbiage for the common man. Could you do us a solid? I get what he's saying, but I know a lot of people aren't the most literate.
Yeah. People took this as another shot at the 49ers when he said, ain't nobody trading for me. Dude, this is absolutely incredible. I love that he posted this. And this goes back to his other Instagram posts where he was throwing shots at 30-plus-year-old people, right? It's like, guys, enough already. They're not trading for me. He literally says, ain't nobody trading for me. And he's laughing at it. Guys, no one is going to trade from you, and I can't freaking walk. I'm on muscle relaxers and Percocets, and I'm taking drug tests and stuff regularly. No one's trading for me. I can't walk. I think this was, a shot at all of us, right? Us content creators that were talking about, oh, they should trade them. They should trade them. They should trade them. Yo, guys, stop it. No one's trading for me. And so I think this was a way to, in my opinion, to get back in the good graces with the fans. Guys, no one's trading for me. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be a 49er. Cut it out already. But man, oh man, were people pissed off about it. I didn't understand. I didn't get it.
The most embarrassing thing is that the same content creators that he's 100% talking about don't think that he's talking about them. He thinks he's talking about the team because as soon as he posted this shit, they started doing the same fucking trade things. Oh, you should trade Brandon Ayuk straight up for Terry McLaurin. That would be a great deal. Larry Krueger. Dude, he's talking about you. He's talking about you. I don't understand how you can cover 49ers football as a content creator and not know that nobody is going to trade for somebody that can't pass a physical. It's not going to happen. Technically speaking, it could happen, but the team taking on Brandon Ayuk would be assuming such a risk that the 49ers would get next to nothing in return. And at that point, why would you even think about trading him? This was never about the team. This was always about content creators. Why are they, this is why are you guys even talking about a trade for me? I can't even walk right now. How am I going to get traded? I can't even walk. And that's 100% spot on. And I've been saying this for months since the first round of this Brandon Ayuk trade stuff going on. He cannot pass a physical. You cannot trade some nobody's going to take him. What are you even talking about? If you think you're going to get a return like Terry McLaurin for Brandon Ayuk who can't pass a physical, I don't know, man. You need to check into Narcotics Anonymous or Alcohol's Anonymous or something because you're definitely on a substance for sure.
Yeah. But my take, one, I think he thought he could slide this in on a YouTube text post and it would go unnoticed besides the 8 people that liked it and the 4 people that commented. Absolutely not. This is just as noticeable as an Instagram, a tweet, saying it even at a press conference. But I agree with you. I really do think that this was him saying the media or the content creators are ridiculous talking about trading for me. You know, I'm pissing in a cup by my bed off of Percocets and muscle relaxers. I had the, what do they call it, Matt? The holy triad or whatever of the knee injuries, the ridiculous ACL, MCL, TCL, LCL, BCL, 2CL. And all the CLs were torn to shreds in Ayuk's knee. And he was nowhere near close to being healthy enough to get traded, which is what the three of us sat here and said when these reports were coming out. Who the hell is going to trade for Brandon Ayuk? Mike, you laughed at Diana Rossini for her saying they're still floating around. They're still poking around for Brandon Ayuk to gauge interest. I'm sorry. Who the hell is going to trade for him? Look, when healthy, great player. He's not healthy. So, the conversation can't even be had right now. It's just it was a weird thing to come up. Who generated that? That's where my mind goes to. Was this somebody on the team putting that out there? Was this somebody from IU? Or was this just Diana Rossini desperate for clicks and wanting to say, no, trust me, there's still, and this is a no loss report that she could put out there. She knows he can't get traded. There's no harm in saying they're just poking around. There were previous rumors that they wanted to move him. Everybody's aware of that. He almost did get moved before getting extended. So, hey, why not just put this out there, get some clicks in the offseason for me? But we do have another follow-up report. Let me pull it up here. So that comes out. Everybody's all pissed off. But
by the way, people like Cone saying he's unhappy with the team.
Yeah.
The speculation, he's not happy here. He wants to go, man. He's so tired of it. And then Mike Garafolo comes out with this report today.
This was today, about what, 20 minutes ago? Wow. 20 minutes ago, Mike Garafolo of NFL Network says there's no rift between Brandon Ayuk and the team. Quote, now, I know folks are reading into Brandon Ayuk's comments as he makes his way back from an ACL injury. My understanding is Brandon Ayuk is in a really good space with the team, which this is really good to hear for me personally, because I talked about his comments regarding his shots when he posted pictures of Julio Jones after Julio Jones went on a podcast, trashing Kyle Shanahan's offense in the Super Bowl that they lost. And then he goes and posts a picture of Julio Jones. I forgot, there were a couple other things at the time that he had done that kind of made you go, really? Can't we just fucking move on? So to hear that they are in a good space, that is happy. I'm happy to hear that.
I feel like Brandon Ayuk's a lot like Kevin Durant in that he's easily offended, but also you can massage him a little bit and get him back on board. To be honest, he should be in a good place this year. What's he going to make this year? He's going to make what, $30 million this year? Something like that. And probably a little more because they probably front-loaded a signing bonus, so he's probably going to get even extra or whatever. But, yeah, man, I'd feel pretty good about my spot with the team too.
And then what irks me the most is the 49er fans that jump out I wish he would just shut up already. Guys, this was a positive post. You know what I mean? This was a positive post. I don't understand what else people want him to say or do. It's anything that he says now, people are like, oh my God, just shut up already. Get out there and catch balls. He can't run yet, guys. He can't run full speed. Enough already. What is he supposed to do right now that's going to make you guys happy? So he just has to be silent because he can't play? Fuck out of here. If you don't like the kid, just say you don't like him. Just own it. The way I did from the Debo stuff, I was off of Debo. Never back on the side again, right? And it's cool if you feel that way about Ayuk. Just live and acknowledge your own personal gripe with the player. That's it. No one talked about John Lynch and the team coming out saying what they say. He's in here as an on-field coach right now. He's in the wide receivers room and he's coaching people. No one talked about that. That should have been something that people ate up. No one said anything about it. This is what we want to see. If you can't be out there contributing, at least help the other wide receivers catch up because they're going to be playing in your place until you're healthy. No, nothing. Mum's the word on that. It barely got any burn at all. John Lynch comes out and does his presser, and he's like, yeah, everything is great with us. No one believes it. No one believes it. It has to come from one of the negative posters about him for people to finally get off of his back. It's like the people that thrive in the negativity, that their fan bases are just like, he hates it here, he hates it here. And it couldn't be further from the truth. He's excited. He wants to get back. And not for nothing, he's I think from what I've seen, his recovery is coming along really, really well. So, I mean, people just got to get off it, man. He's our wide receiver one. When he comes back on the field, he will be wide receiver one again, and it's going to open the offense up more. Right? Accept it. He's a weapon here, guys. He's a weapon.
Can I just ask, though, Mike, do you understand why some people are, like, fed up or interpret it a certain way? Like, it's not like they just woke up one morning and they're like, fuck BA. Like, there's a little bit of history there.
It's all from the contract negotiations, the scrubbing the social medias and all that stuff. But that's part of contract negotiations for certain players from their management and from their agents. Like, they're telling these guys to do that kind of stuff now. And so it's just what it's going to be for certain players. I want to emphasize that because they're going to say, well, Fred Warner didn't have to do that. George Kittle didn't do it. Brock Purdy didn't do it. That's fine. That's cool. But this was his first big contract extension, and that's what a lot of these wide receivers in particular are doing, and they're being told to do it. If it was just one random person doing it, I would say, okay, maybe. But that time when Debo was getting his deal, all of those wide receivers at the same time that were looking for deals did the same exact thing. So it's not going to stop. And because Brandon Ayuk didn't come out and play a full season, we don't have actual football takes about him anymore. It's going to be strictly about that's what's fresh in people's minds. It's the negotiations, and he's not happy here. He didn't want to be here, and the Niners were going to trade him. So that's like it's still what people are holding on to. Guys, you got to turn that page. We're talking over a season ago now. We got to turn that page. He is a Niner, and he's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Okay. Well, I am pleased, like I said, to hear that things are good between him and the team. I think I agree with both of your guys' assessment that post on YouTube was not him talking about the Niners. At first, when I read it, I kind of did think, like, is he saying, like, the Niners wanted to trade me with it? But the Niners, of all people, would know he's pissing in a cup. He can't be traded right now. So it didn't make any sense. I agree with his outrage over the reports. It's like, there was a time where I almost got traded because that's what I wanted, but that's not now. You know, like now I'm getting healthy. I'm almost there. Any other thoughts on this situation before we move on?
I don't know. I just hope he comes back and gets to, playing football again. All this stuff can just stop with the speculation and all that stuff. It's amazing how people will just think a guy's like straight up a bum and everybody wants to, get rid of him and all this. It's just, man, can we not have a normal offseason for once?
This is as close to normal as it's going to be, buddy. Sorry. Like this is as close as it's going to get.
I know. I feel like with this fan base, we could win the Super Bowl and they'd be like, we should have won by more.
By the way,
you know what it's going to be. If we were to win the Super Bowl this year, it's like Kyle only won because Salah came back. Like it's going to be more drama. You know what I mean? So we just got to get ready for it. You know what I mean? Like we got to get ready for it.
Hope you enjoyed that win because Brock Purdy's new money is going to hit and they're going to have to get rid of everybody.
Yeah, it's great.
I rewatched this last year's Super Bowl between the Chiefs and Eagles when I was on the treadmill the past 2 days, first half, second half. And boy, it's just real interesting, one, how quickly that game got out of hand, but two, the shit they called against the Chiefs that they did not even consider throwing a flag for when the Niners played them. Like, it was way more egregious when the Niners were being held and dragged down by their collars and pushed in the back, and nothing was called. Meanwhile, the Eagles are already up like 14-0, 17-0, whatever the hell the score was, and the Chiefs are getting illegal man downfield, illegal hands to the face, holding, 2nd and 27. It's like they didn't give a shit to throw insult to injury there, but God forbid they get pushed a little bit back when they do wrong versus the 49ers. Like, it's frustrating, but it's laughable at the same time because it's like, when you live by the ref, die by the ref, that's what die by the ref looks like. You got fucked, and you got fucked hard. And Patrick Mahomes throwing a pick six, back-to-back interceptions, didn't help. So Just had to get that out there because it's funny.
I think they even called a false start on their right tackle at some point in that game.
They
if
did.
I'm not mistaken,
They
right?
did.
It's like, and we were like pounding the table for it. We all were watching the game live. Like, what? Why they see him? Like, what? Why aren't they calling it? Like, it's right there in your faces. Every single pass play, he's like dropping back before everyone. But it's fine. Hopefully, they continue to just call the games fairly. That's all. Like, I just want to see that. That's it.
We got a super chat from Delvin Thomas. BA is just bored. That's why he lashes out with comments. This is the first time he has been injured, and it's hard for him to handle. That's a good. I mean, hey, maybe he is sitting around all day on his phone, nothing to do. What, Mike? Is that funny to think about?
I don't believe it.
Chessboard. I like it. I mean, he's just flat. He's just sitting
bored,
there waiting to be played. Waiting to be played. I like that. I like it.
It's like that one comment. He's a human being. Have you ever seen that? That shit went
Yeah,
viral.
yeah.
I always think of a bean.
I absolutely love it. No, I like it the other way. Don't type in the correction. I saw that, Delvin. Leave it in there. Leave it in there. No, he is sitting around waiting to be played.
Yep.
I like the board the way that Delvin did it. I like it. Thank you very much for the super chat. Oh wait, hold on. We got a sound effect. Where's the ching ching? It's in here somewhere. Hold on. I haven't used this thing in so long. I am out of like sorts over here. Never mind. Maybe I don't have it. Oh, there it is.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. All right. Thank you, Delvin, for the contribution. By the way, before we get too far in, we talked about Brock Purdy doing some charity. George Odom is also giving back to the community with a football camp. It is July 11th, which is a Saturday, I believe, right? Let me hold on before I say that.
The
fourth
is
Friday.
Yeah, it's a Friday.
Friday at Gunderson High School here in San Jose. You can get your tickets at prosportplex.com. The flyer is on the screen, and it is Friday, July 11th from 10 to 1 p.m. Registration starts at 8:30. Again, George Odom of the 49ers, safety, special teams ace, holding a football camp here in San Jose at Gunderson. Oh, come on.
Yeah, get out there, show some support,
Don't do
guys.
Odom like that. He's solid.
Oh, geez, here we go. Nothing's
Solid
good enough. This is
special
what we were just
teamers.
talking about. Come on, guys. Like, get out there and support the guys, man. You know, we talk about charities and all that stuff. It's good to give back to the communities at all times. I don't care if you are a player that's on the practice squad, you know, and that's not George Odom, by the way. So get out there and show some support for the guys, man. Like, this is I love finding out about the players' charities and the events and camps and all that they hold.
Yeah. Cheer the guys who are like George Odom and Pat Fryermuth and not the guys that are like George Pickens.
Right. Did you guys see
Bingo.
that? He stood up his football camp or something like that.
Yeah.
That sounds like, what is that? Like, come to my camp. I'm not.
Well, he
Like, what
got
does that sound
traded.
like?
He got traded to Dallas.
He got but they confirmed with him that he was still going to do it, and he's like, yeah.
Right.
And then like a week before, he's like, yeah, no, I'm not coming.
That's
so,
insane to me.
Was it Fryermuth that took it on?
Yes, he volunteered.
Jeez, man.
Yeah. Now imagine last season if we would have George Pickens would not have lasted in San Francisco. Remember there was talk like, oh, they could trade Ayuk to Pittsburgh and maybe get George Pickens in return. Man, he would not have lasted here. Not like that.
We would have sent him.
Unless something came up that he couldn't make it, because he did come out and say he planned on going at first. So if something came up, like a sickness in the family or something like that, then I guess I get it. But
For sure. But the fact that it's even like the assumption is that he like stood everybody up tells you something about him.
It would be very easy for him to come out and correct the record if that was the case, and he hasn't. That I've seen. It's just
He just
the reports out there.
We're 35 minutes in. He Michael Jordan now. He said, "Fuck them kids."
By the way, all right, I'm going to tell you guys a little secret, right? You guys will be able to steal my luggage if you ever find it. My wife and I bought luggage with the intentions of going on vacation. You guys know how the locks have 3 numbers? Like, so we did FTK for fuck them kids. We're on vacation, like type of thing. Like that's what our code is. So and the F is like, you know, it's the 3 for the third letter on the phone, the F, and then the T is the 8.
Oh,
so.
dude. These young kids don't know about Mike. These young kids
They don't know about
T9.
texting. Yeah,
they don't know about T9.
It's all about T9, man. So that's how we set out all of our luggage has the same
I don't even think
exact
Zach
code.
knows about
Hilarious.
T9. You ever
Of
use
course,
T9?
I had a
Zach?
phone. Yes.
Shit.
I grew up in the early
actions on
2000s, not the 2010s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it, man. Now everything is swipe. That's how I text now. Now I swipe because you guys don't know how hard it was to find a phone that still does the T9. Like I was buying keyboards so I could text in T9. And finally, I was like, forget it. I got to learn to swipe because I'm not going to sit here and tap every single. I type way too much, so I swipe everything now. And swipe I think it's actually faster.
You remember slide phones, right?
What do you mean slide?
Like where
phones?
you would
What's that?
slide open the phone and to have a keyboard in it?
Yeah.
Oh, like the Sidekick.
The Envy.
Those went away because Sony filed a trademark on them.
Seriously?
Is that why they stopped?
Yeah. And because the trademark just expired. So be prepared for new slide
They're
phones.
gonna come
coming
back. Let's go,
Yeah.
baby.
I remember
Maybe I'll be
I was
upgrading
in
my
like
phone again.
7th grade. Okay, now this is going to make me sound young compared to you guys. I was in 7th grade and the LG chocolates just came out. Do you remember the chocolates? It was like
I don't know.
slid up, right? And they had the little circular dial and they had them in white,
Looks like a
red.
little switchblade almost.
Yeah, but it went straight up. And
Yeah.
I thought I was so fucking cool. I had a new chocolate. My mom's Verizon plan or whatever, and I'm in school and I'm going around like taunting my friends, sliding it up, and one time it just slid all the way up.
All right. We're off on a tangent, and I want us to stay here for one more second. Guys, what is the coolest phone you ever owned?
The BlackBerry Storm. It was the one where the whole screen clicked.
I don't know what that is. I was never a BlackBerry person. So,
okay, go ahead.
pretty
I'll pull it up.
You might have to show pictures. Yeah, so mine was, I used to sell phones. I used to order them from overseas. I would jailbreak them and then sell them on eBay, right? And so because of that, Nokia was far and away more advanced than anything that you were getting here on the state side, right? And so I would use phones for 2 or 3 years and then get a new one. And then like a couple years later, a Mission Impossible movie would come out and they would show the phone that I got rid of years ago in Mission Impossible. My uncle would always call me like, Mike, Tom Cruise is using your phone in this movie. It's supposed to be like super high tech and all that. I was like, yeah, I had that phone mad long ago. My favorite phone that I ever had was the Nokia N97. And this phone, it was like this long when you folded it. It could open all the way up, but it also turned sideways, so it would look like it was stacked like a Sidekick, and then it also had you could take it and do like this, so it was like a camcorder. This phone was freaking amazing, man. The Carl Zeiss camera inside of it, I think it was like 8 megapixels at one point. Oh, so that's what you were talking about. No, that's not the N97.
Oh, according to Google.
Oh, maybe it was the N93 then. Maybe it was the N93. Try the N93. That's it right there.
Oh,
that's the one right there.
Look at that camera.
Bro, but this phone was so freaking advanced for what we had on the market right there. I had the silver one, yep. That was the N93i is what the silver one was. And I love that phone so freaking much. To this day, that was my favorite phone ever, man. That thing was awesome to use, dude.
Damn.
And it was not touchscreen, even though it looked like it should have been. It was not touchscreen. That didn't exist back then yet.
This was the BlackBerry Storm. So like I said,
I do remember those.
The whole screen clicked because they were trying to get into the click touchscreen.
Yeah.
It was the first touchscreen BlackBerry. It was pretty fucking sweet, but they didn't really do it well. And then the screen stopped clicking, and then it kind of got stuck, and then they switched to more of this to where the keyboard slides up, but it's still touchscreen. But when this phone came out, dude, it was badass. It was a badass phone to have. And you had BlackBerry Messenger. It was like the first iMessage.
You got to use your PIN or something like that, right?
Well, you could only message other people with BlackBerries that had it.
With BlackBerries, I remember.
That shit was cool. Matt,
I
was
thought
the coolest
about
phone you
getting
had?
it because a girl that I liked had it, and I was like, do I want to really talk to her that bad, or should I just be like, yeah, you just got to text me? Like, I really, really thought about it, but I never owned a BlackBerry, not one.
I would say the Samsung Intensity was probably like the phone. It was like one of the most memorable ones to me because it had a full like QWERTY keyboard on it. You slid it out. It was like a whole keyboard on the side. And that one was pretty cool. But I mean, like, in terms of the one that I remember most vividly.
Okay.
The Nokia 3310. That fucking thing. I swear, I always joke, like, one time.
This was my first phone. That was my first phone.
You can't, Snake, but
With
you
the
can't
orange
break that
screen.
thing. You can't break it.
No.
I tried. I tell this. I threw that shit out of a window one time. It bounced off the curb and went right back into my car window. And I was like, "What the fuck, man?" That thing was indestructible.
Oh, they brought it back.
I don't know if it was the same model or not, but I had a Nokia that looked very similar to this, right? And my buddies and I, he lived in a complex out here, right? And we went swimming after hours. So the pool's closed, so we all hopped the fences and everything, and we went inside. And I dove into the deep end, right, with the phone in my pocket. It didn't work for 2 days. Bro, let that thing dry out, and it worked like there was no problem at all, man. Like, Nokias were indestructible, man. I love Nokias, man.
I remember one time I was in middle school. My dad's place used to have a pool. I went swimming out there, didn't realize I had my phone in my pocket, and I had just gotten it. I don't even remember what kind of phone it was. And this is how I learned that they could tell if it was wet.
That red sticker?
Yeah, dude. So I have my mom take me back to Verizon, right? I'm like 13 years old, probably 12, 13. And I'm like, this stupid phone just stopped working. They're like, did you get it wet? I'm like, no, I barely got it. I turned it on. It just stopped working. And then they pop it open and they're like, this sticker right here would be green. It's red. Like, we know it's been fully submerged in water. And I remember just walking out of there with my head like just sunken down. Like, damn. It's like, I'm not getting you a new phone. Like, fuck.
Yeah. Also,
The good old days.
Honorable mention to the Nokia Lumia 1020. It was a Windows phone.
Yeah.
It had an optional attachment for a 43 megapixel camera or a 41 megapixel camera on it.
Yeah.
And it was sick, dude. The phone was really good.
Nokia came out with like lenses that you could attach to their phones, so like you could zoom significantly further. And I think this is the phone that made me realize you could do that with certain ones.
Yeah.
These like, I don't even remember what they're like, HXT Android phones. Do you remember back when everybody first started getting Androids? And maybe it's not HXT, but
HTC.
HTC. Thank you.
That's what you want.
I remember the old HTC.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
These things were sweet. This one, I
yeah.
think I had this one. These were sweet.
Yeah, no,
And-
the early HTCs were, and the coolest thing about them was that they were like a metal body, so they had weight to them. You were like,
Yeah.
oh, this is like a premium thing.
Yeah.
This feels good.
But they were so like customizable. Like this one, I remember that my
I had the
screen being
HTC
exactly
one.
like
I
that.
had the HTC one, the one that right above. Right.
Oh, right here.
to the left, right there. I had that one. Like
These
that
things were
exact
fucking
model
sweet.
I had. So
Yeah, they
sick,
were.
dude.
They were cool. Yep.
So-
HTC was out there. When I was going through my Nokia phase, that was the one I was thinking about going to if I didn't have the Nokias. Yep. That was it right there.
Crazy. Really just took me back. I remember being in Spanish class like sophomore year or something like that, texting on this. I was the only kid that had internet, so everybody would come to me for my answers on the tests and shit. Because back then, remember when you used to hit internet, you'd have to hit cancel like 1,000 times or else you'd get charged like $20 a minute, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the data plan sucked back in the day, man. Oh,
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But all right, we went a little bit of a sidetrack there, but that was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. Justin's Spanish class. Yeah, it was either that or French. You had to take one of the languages here in California high schools. It wasn't taking French, so Spanish it was. I think Japanese was an option too, but definitely
See
not.
that comment from
Japanese.
DJ Malone at 1113?
Oh, the tank. Yeah, I looked
That's
it
this
up.
one right here. This is the phone.
Oh,
I got it.
you got it.
Yeah.
You have it
This
right now?
phone
Oh, shit. Is that the one you were
literally a
telling us
brick.
about?
He's the one that told me about it. Yep, this is
It's
it
got
right
the
here, man.
projector.
It's,
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
yep, up to 120-inch projector on it and everything. Oh, this phone. oh,
Damn.
it's an awesome phone, man. It's awesome.
Justin says rollover minutes. Yeah, free after
Rollover
7.
minutes.
Remember that?
Bro,
Hey, call me
I
back
got-
after 7.
I got kicked off of T-Mobile, so I was grandfathered in with unlimited texting, and I never changed my phone plan. It was $10 a month for unlimited texting,
Holy shit.
nights and weekends. I forget how many minutes I had and all that.
you remember that
unlimited
shit?
data.
Nights and
It was
weekends.
Crazy,
unlimited data.
crazy.
Yeah. And I used that same plan for years, and I'm not even exaggerating, averaging over 30,000 text messages a month. And they were like, they blacklisted my social security number with T-Mobile. I had to switch to my mom's account or something like that, or my girl.
Oh my God.
Because they were like, we're offering you 3 plans. It's $25 a month for 25 minutes, $50 a month for 50 minutes, or $75 a month for 75. Like my social was blacklisted for T-Mobile. I couldn't use it.
Dude, that's crazy. Kids
Meanwhile,
these days have no idea.
I'm a basic bitch rocking like an iPhone with no case. I don't care.
Yep.
This thing's dying on me. I'm gonna get a new one.
Now, the kids these days have no idea when you used to have one phone for the house, and then maybe your mom had a cell phone, and it was that Nokia 3310.
He said maybe your mom had a cell. Let me tell you something, young Zachary.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that was the most that even existed for a while, was like,
Bro, we
one
were
person had
big
a cell
city
phone.
living when we finally got a cordless phone. We were,
Yeah,
we
that
were on a
too, yeah.
fucking- I remember fucking rotary phones, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk
They
about?
don't even know how to use them anymore.
You want to talk about a pain in the ass? Imagine like calling somebody, getting 6 of the numbers right, and then fucking up on the 7th one. And you're like, God damn it.
And I learned on the rotary, so I remember listening to the like if you hold it up while you're dialing. So then I learned that you can actually just hold the phone to your ear and go, like, if you wanted to do 3, you go tick, tick, tick. And then if you wanted to, like, you just have to put a pause in the middle, and you can do it that way. So I was like calling people that way because it was
Oh, that's
faster than
funny.
waiting for the reel to come all the way back around. Yep.
That's funny.
There used to be a way, because internet used to be through your phone line. There used to be a way that you could simulate a sound and you could actually like steal internet too.
I didn't know
But
that.
that's old school hacker
That's
shit.
why they got rid of that stuff. Yeah.
On 3.5-inch floppies. That's how I learned how to hack shit back in the day.
Remember the old AOL free trial internet?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how you got to the internet
I used
through
to ask the neighbors
disc.
for it.
Yeah.
I'd ask the
yeah.
neighbors for all of theirs. They didn't have it. Yeah.
You know how many magazines got sold because they packed that shit? in
Yeah, that's
plastics?
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because then AOL became ubiquitous with like internet.
Yep.
And I was one of the few people that was just like, no, AOL's dog water, dude. You can use online for other things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can use other ISP. You can use Netscape and other shit. But yeah.
Good
That's
times,
where,
man.
ASL became famous, not for sign language either.
Yep.
Like,
Nope.
Yep.
oh man, the AIM Instant Messenger. Oh my god,
Instant
I
Messenger,
was
yeah.
a freaking terrorist on that. Jokingly, I wasn't really a terrorist, but
Dude,
oh,
the
man,
Wild
I got in
West,
so
right?
much trouble.
AOL Instant Messenger, LimeWire,
Yep.
like
Oh yeah,
All
those are
kinds
the
of
good old
stuff,
days.
man.
Kids,
Those are
oh
the
my
good
god,
old
they
days.
have no idea, man.
yeah,
You just see the craziest videos out of nowhere. Just like, oh, okay.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
All
man.
right.
Those were the good old days.
Yeah, definitely. LimeWire.
LimeWire. You try to download one song and end up with more viruses than you do minutes of a
You
song.
fucked
They're-
the family
they're-
computer just like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
man.
doing something different now. LimeWire's like back, but it's not for the same reasons anymore. Like they're like a software company or something like that now that's doing some serious stuff. I just read an article on it. I thought about buying some stock in them actually. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I got to look it up. But you guys should look into it.
Interesting.
Mike, did you ever do IRC chats?
No, what is that? Wait.
It's more of a text based, and they'd have like different servers that you could attach it. That's how I started borrowing temporarily music that I necessarily didn't have, other than LimeWire, because if you knew people, then your chances of getting a virus were lower. I got all kinds of stuff on IRC chats.
No, it's something new to me. I've never heard of that one.
Oh yeah, I remember when T1 lines came out, and it was the first time you didn't have to worry about your phone line.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, dude.
You know what I
Yeah,
do
kids
miss
these days
though?
don't understand.
When you had flip phones, it was fucking sweet to hang up on someone. Nothing.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
no,
man.
the flip. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
Flip. Like now you're just like it's not
Yeah.
the same as slamming a phone down and out, dude. There's
I
so much
remember one
anger
time-
you could just.
I changed the settings in my phone one time. Oh man, it was the worst conversation ever. I was talking to my aunt, and I was out with my boys. So I'm like, guys, like lower the music real quick. I'm talking to my aunt. Something about grandma needs this or something. I don't remember. And I changed the settings. You could change the settings in the phone where what does it mean when you close the phone?
Right,
and
right.
I changed it to go to speakerphone. So I clicked it and put it in my pocket, and we're talking and cursing up a storm, and my aunt is like, she's yelling in my pocket, but I can't hear her. So then finally she calls back, and I'm like, hello? She goes, where are you at, and what are you doing? I can't believe I just heard all that in the back. I was like, oh, my God. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She's like, I can't believe you were over there acting like that with your friends. Like, this is what you do when you're out. Oh, man. She chewed me out for a solid 5 minutes straight, man.
That's funny. Pockets. Yeah, man. You guys don't remember getting like a flip phone or like a razor or something, and you just slam that shit when somebody will piss you off. Boom.
Remember old
slam
school-
it on the wall.
Here's one, the flip phone, but then also you pull up the little thin ass antenna because you needed to get
Oh
service.
yeah. They got that little
The
tiny-
StarTech. That was the
Yeah.
StarTech, the Motorola
Yes.
StarTech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That little stupid ass
That
antenna.
shit
Did that
was crazy.
actually ever help? Did it actually work? Remember they used to sell the
No.
stickers, the antenna stickers? You could buy them and like put them on the battery or something like that. It was supposed to help your. What a freaking waste!
All kinds
They
of weird
hustled us
shit.
so bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember they used to sell calling cards?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they
Yeah.
still do. I
Well,
mean, if you got to
I
call
got family that's
Mexico
been locked up before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The layperson. They used to charge your home phone for long distance calls.
Right.
too.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That or
That's crazy.
remember when people would last when they would record like songs to put on their voicemails?
Oh my God! I was the king of
That shit was
voicemail,
funny,
messages,
man.
Me and my brother. Wait. Hold on. Hello. Wait, hold on. One
Yeah,
more second.
right.
Turn the music down, please. Hello. No, I'm just kidding. This is a voicemail. Leave a message after and the people would curse us out. Man, oh, it was so
Yeah.
much fun. All
Speaking
right,
of
we
which-
got
oh, man.
way off track.
Yeah, we
man.
got way
This
off.
is
Yeah,
crazy.
We
yeah.
can keep going, but let's move on.
All right. Next is
Wait, hold up. I gotta address this. Remember when people played outside and drank out of the water hose? Shit, I did that, and that's why I never get sick, dude. I'm
Your
convinced
immune
that's why I
system
don't get
is
sick.
crazy good from then. Yeah.
No, hey, nothing tastes as good as that like rubbery copper water, bro.
yeah.
Let me
it's
tell
true.
you,
It was cold,
when the
too?
hose
Oh
is
my
just
God.
like burning fucking hot when you first start, and then that cold ass water start. The water's hot when it first comes out, but then you get that blast
Yeah.
of cold.
And
You're
what you
just
don't
like, ooh,
realize
this
as a
is
kid
best
is it's the water that's built up in the hose that's been sitting out there.
Yeah.
You gotta
yeah.
wait for it to get flushed.
And
through.
then you drink like a gallon of it, and then start running again, and the water's just sloshing around. Yeah, man. Those are the good old days.
Good
And my
stuff,
parents would be like, "Just be home before the street light comes on."
Yeah.
Like, we don't give a
Meanwhile,
fuck where
my-
you go. Get out of the house. and
Remember
just
those
get back
commercials?
before-
Do you know where your kids are at? It's 8:00.
Yeah. It's 8:00. Do you know where your children are? And my punk ass kids are drinking out of a 5-gallon Deer Park dispenser. Like, get out of here, man. Oh, they don't know.
Daddy, the filter needs to be changed.
Yeah.
It's blinking.
I gave them Nestle one time. This tastes different, Dad. What is this water? Like, you snobs. Shut up.
All right, back to 49ers. Like Matt said, somebody's getting a random piss test.
Oh,
coming
they're
soon.
coming. The NFL is headed. They were like, "What's Christian McCaffrey's address? Let's get there."
Yeah, look at
Like
this.
right now.
I swear I thought that was Nick Bosa. If it weren't for the legs being as small as they were,
Now let's amend small relatively, right? Like,
yes. Yeah. Like, in comparison to Bosa's
he don't
like,
skip legs day, that's for sure. But yeah,
all.
he ain't Nick Bosa.
Is that his
Like
brother
what?
on the right? Is that Luke?
I don't think so.
Is
it?
I don't know.
I think
don't
it
know.
is.
I can't wait for this.
Yeah, it's
season.
definitely him.
McCaffrey's
Okay.
gonna go ape shit, dude. He's gonna go crazy this year. What over under on? Let me think. Let me give you guys an 1850 total scrimmage yards from McCaffrey this year.
That's dude. That's him, right?
Yeah, that's him. That's definitely him. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was him. And he's put on weight. Jeez, look
He's
at that
put on
picture
weight,
where he
too.
was wearing the
Yeah.
number 12. Wow, his neck even looks different. His neck is as wide as his head is in that picture. Not that one, but the other one. No. I mean,
Oh, this one?
no, the picture that you had of
tweet.
McCaffrey.
Oh.
Yeah, like that one compared to those pictures right there. Like, geez,
Oh yeah, he
good
put
for
work
him.
in.
Look at his neck.
Hold on,
Good
wrong
for him,
one.
man.
Sorry. There we go. Yeah, no, he put on some size. Over under 1850. Give me over for sure.
Total scrimmage yards for McCaffrey. What do you think, Matt? 2,000.
I think over. I think he's gonna get it around 2,000.
And again, guys, we're not talking just rushing. We're talking total scrimmage yards.
Total
We're
scrimmage.
talking.
He's such
you
a
know,
big
catching.
part. He's such a big part of the passing game too.
I saw a tweet going around talking about how Lamar Jackson only has like 10 less rushing yards than Christian McCaffrey does, and how wild it was. But it's like, yeah, people forget to realize he also has another 4,000 receiving yards. You know, it's like
Exactly.
Christian McCaffrey isn't just a runner. Also, I think he's played like 10 less games than Lamar. Don't get me wrong, it's a crazy feat for a quarterback, but Christian McCaffrey basically missed this entire last season. So
Yeah. And I always forget
Speaking
how-
of Lamar,
how young
I'll give you guys a preview right now. I think Baltimore's coming out of the AFC.
oh,
That team is fucking stacked, dude.
they got Jair, right?
For dirt cheap.
Yeah.
For a
They are-
price
they
that
are-
for a price that tells me that he was going to go there no matter what.
Yep, agreed. No one looked more disappointed after the Super Bowl than CMC. Maybe if he fucking held on to the ball, would have been a different.
And he looked frustrated after last year's like struggles too.
Yeah.
Yep.
But again, we got the content creator shit posters. Oh, he looks slow. Oh, he looks slow, bro.
He off a 5-second clip that's he's walking basically.
He looks slow. And in the same sentence, be like, why are people talking bad about Debo?
Yeah.
Right. Like let me big up my
Uh,
guys that I like, and then
Christian has a baby on the way as well. Did they get married this offseason? Do I remember that correctly? Him and
believe so.
Olivia. They did, right?
I think they.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They got married. He's got a baby on the way. Him and Brock Purdy's soon-to-be baby can grow up together, be best friends, and then teammates later on. I have it all planned out already. Maybe
know-
not Fred Kittle's or Fred Warner's baby, since there appears to be some strife there.
Huh?
Fred Warner's wife. We talked about this. They're not the best of friends with the offensive players' spouses. Do you remember when Juice got
Yeah,
cut
yeah,
and she was
yeah,
posting
yeah.
all the cheers and shit? They're never together.
They'll get over that kind of stuff, man. That kind of stuff is weird. I don't think that everybody on the team is supposed to be friends. I don't think that because you play in the same team, you have to be friends. I don't think because you play in the same position group, you have to be friends. I always look at touchdown celebrations, and look to see who's the first people there to congratulate somebody, and I think it speaks volumes. But when you're on the opposite side of the ball, you don't spend a lot of time with those guys at all. You don't even see what they're doing most of the time. You know what I mean? While the offense is on the field, the defense is talking to each other and figuring out the next set of plays and all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't make any sense for them to have a real sincere reason to bond other than being on the same team. You know what I mean? So I don't put too much stock into they hate each other. It's one thing to act like that, but it's I don't think they hate each other. They just might not all get along. That's all. There's
Fair
nothing wrong
enough.
with that.
Fair enough.
Where
okay.
are they? Is that someone's house? Is that a facility? What is that?
Kinda
It looks like it's like a
gym.
hotel or a gym or something.
Yeah.
Look at the
'Cause
beach.
there's
Is that the
there's
beach
a
right behind them?
bridge. Yeah, it's a bridge to the beach behind them.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, they are doing their thing, man, and I can't wait to get this kid back, man. I saw this stupid ass post about it had all the different position groups and defense coverage units and all that, and it ranked the Niners and the NFC West and all that stuff.
I'm pulling that up next.
Yeah. Oh, well,
The
then
one
I'll
you
shut
sent in the
up, but,
chat?
Yeah. Like this thing. Who are these people that posted this, and what are they on? And I'm not saying that the Niners have to be the best at everything. I think they nailed it for 2 or 3 things, but some of the stuff was just downright disrespectful. I don't get it. I don't get it at
let's
all.
talk about it. This was from Bo Brack and Johnny Venerables. I'm trying to read the tiny font, so bear with me here. Is there a Phoenix Cardinals podcast? That's who. So take it with a grain of salt. Those dudes don't know any sort of winning if it punched them in the face.
Oh, and that's why they have the Cardinals top 2 and half of the category. Okay.
So let's go one by one. Quarterback, they have the Rams number 1, the Cardinals number 2, the Seahawks number 3, and the Niners number 4. So
We still doing
Stafford,
the Sam Darnold. is
Kyler,
better than- Jesus
Darnold,
Christ.
Purdy.
See, I would have accepted this if they switched 3 and 4.
I would have
don't
been
think
fine
there's
with that as well.
anybody. Because listen, I don't think Kyler Murray is a better quarterback than Brock Purdy. I think he's more gifted than Brock Purdy. I
Sure.
think he's
Yep.
more of a dangerous scrambler.
Physically
I think he's got
talented.
a better arm than him. Yeah, but so I could at least make that argument. But there's nobody in the world that thinks Sam Darnold is a better quarterback than Brock Purdy. No one. I don't care who you are.
Yep.
Maybe Matt Mayoka when Sam Darnold first got here, but other than that, I don't think anyone thinks that Brock Purdy is worse than Sam Darnold. So this is where you start to see some of the bias early on. But cool.
And by the way, Kyler Murray might be on a different team next year. So
Yep.
how good is that talent if none of that translates into
It's-
any wins? Yet to win a
Yeah.
playoff game, by the way.
Yeah. So I have this is my thing with Kyler Murray. More physically gifted, right? But rarely puts it all together for a whole season. And there's a saying that I try to live by in my life because, it just is what it is. But it's better to be consistently good than occasionally great. And
Great
Kyler
saying.
Murray is not consistent. Brock Purdy
At
is, he's not going to have as high a ceiling, but
Yeah, he's consistent though. Yeah.
yeah.
So then running back, they have the Rams number 1. Again, the same exact. Cardinals number 2. Seahawks number 3. And Niners number 4.
All right. So
The
the
Rams-
Rams have
Kyron
Williams,
Kyron
and
Williams,
Blake
who's good.
and Blake Conum as number 2,
Corum.
right? Corum, sorry about that. And then they have James Conner, and then Trey Benson,
Yep.
and then they go to the Seahawks, and they have
Kenneth
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker, and then Zach Charbonnet. They have them ahead of Christian McCaffrey and
Isaac Rendo.
Isaac.
A healthy-
Like
You could have stopped at Christian McCaffrey. A healthy
Right.
Christian McCaffrey is better than every other running back.
Better
in the
than all of
division.
them.
so, I don't get the. This is clearly a group that they view the Niners as the rival to this team. That it has the Niners don't come in 1 or 2 on anything here except tight ends, and they had to do that. Like people were just going to completely shoot their screens if you didn't do that. But we'll get to that in a second. But there's
Is
no
Jet-
world.
Is Jesse Naylor a Niners dude?
Well,
have
I
my
think
doubts.
he's saying he was the Niners dude in this ranking.
But is he though?
Well, Bob was going to say, so it sounds like they had
Oh,
4
I see what
Niners
you're
haters.
Yeah.
4 haters.
Right.
Yeah.
Most of his
Like-
content is about how the 49ers aren't as good as everybody thinks they are. And
Right.
the other
So-
half of his content is him glazing Josh Allen, and you know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
So it makes a little more sense now.
I didn't know that was our representative for this extra. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
So wide
wow.
receiver, the Rams again number 1, the Seahawks number 2, the Cardinals number 3, the Niners number 4.
I don't know how you can put the Seahawks 2 when they traded away DJ Metcalf. Like
DK.
I don't understand that.
And
So-
let go of Tyler Lockett.
And let go of Tyler Lockett.
Well, all right. So
It's
let's
Jackson
do it in
Smith
order.
and Jigba, and then what? A rookie and who else?
Well, but before we get
do
to
it
the
in order.
Seahawks, do we
right, yeah,
agree
yeah.
that the Rams are probably number 1? I have no problem. By the way, I have no
I'd
problem
give it
with
to
the
them.
Niners being in
I-
last place
I would-
right now.
Yeah.
Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams is a solid one too, especially
And
both of
Tutu
those guys are
Atwell in
healthy.
the slot.
Tutu
Like
Atwell in the slot.
that's dangerous.
Good.
I'll
That's
give
fine.
him that. Right.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. But now let's talk about the Seahawks wide receiving core. Like
Get
seriously
out of
here,
here with that
guys.
shit.
Jackson Smith and Jigba, who I like, by the way, right? Like, you guys are never going to hear me complain about him. But Marquez Valdez-Scantling, he's on, his 4th team. Like, he can't fit anywhere. And a washed-up Cooper Kupp,
Yeah.
who was gotten rid of by the Rams. Like, let's
Yep.
keep all that in mind, right? He is a handoff. Okay, cool. And then they have the Cardinals. Now, this is where I thought it was really interesting, right? Zay Jones, Marvin Harrison Jr., I won't slight him, right? Let's see what he can do this year. Cool. Michael Wilson, get the fuck out of here. Now, again, if you're looking at the Niners right now, I'll give them this. I actually think that this order isn't bad, but come on, bro.
Right, but with the 49ers, if you even start them out at 4, are they going to finish 4? Right? Year 2 Pearsall. If Brandon
Right.
Ayuk comes back healthy, all of a sudden Juwan Jennings. What do you get out of DeMarcus Robinson when his suspension is up? Do you get anything out of Watkins, the 4th rounder? Like,
Right.
do you get anything out of Nayor, who people like or whatever? Like, they could quickly go. I would say they could go from 4th to 2 in a hurry.
To 2, yeah. If you're doing it based off of today, I have no problem with this list.
Sure.
So
I'm not
if
gonna
that's how they
nitpick
did it, based off of how it looks right now, then cool. But other than that, like,
But once cleats hit the field, it's not going to look like this for the most part. And I don't understand how you could have the Cardinals ranked below the Seahawks, and even if things stand right now, I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is better than any receiver the Seahawks have alone. Similar to the way you think JSN is better than MHJ.
This could be my bias. I'm an Ohio State fan, so it could very well be my bias. It very well could be my bias. I just feel like he hasn't.
Weren't they both at Ohio State?
But I'm just saying, I like Jackson Smith and Jigba more. I personally, this is a personal thing, but he hasn't had a quarterback to give him the ball, dude. Like, so
Who?
I don't know. Jackson Smith hasn't had a good quarterback.
Oh, I'm told Gino is a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah.
He
Tell those
got
people
paid
to
like
shut the
one.
Fuck up. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
By the way,
okay.
Mike, I want to tell you, I cannot stand Ohio State because obviously I'm a Michigan fan.
Mm-hmm.
But goddamn, like as many wide receivers as they put out, I think Jeremiah Smith might be better than all of them. Jeremiah Smith.
He is my
good.
favorite wide receiver that they've had in the last probably 7 or 8 years. This kid,
and he's
as
like he's a
rookie,
true sophomore,
was fucking
right?
phenomenal. Yeah, no, he was
he's a
rookie.
true sophomore this year.
Yeah. This year he's going to be like, oh my god, that kid's going to be fucking special, man.
Gonna be good.
If any way the Niners can get him, oh my god.
That's a
That's
good point
the number
from
one
Steve
wide
O,
receiver
by
for
the
you.
way. This is a good point by Steve O. Jackson Smith and Jigba got a lot of production, but with DK taking away a lot of
Hiding
attention.
behind
Let's
those
see
guys,
how he does as number 1.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, tight end. Again, hilarious. Cardinals number 1.
Listen,
Niners
Trey
number
McBride.
2.
Trey
And
McBride
Tip
is really
Whitney.
good, but
He's
he's
no
not
George Kittle.
not George Kittle.
Niners number 2. Rams number 3. Seahawks number 4. George Kittle is the best tight end in the NFL.
With a
best
bullet,
tight end in the
by the
NFL.
way.
Yeah.
Like there's not a single tight end in the NFL that would say that they're better than George Kittle. Not one.
Trey McBride has been good to elite category for maybe a year or two, but he's a great receiver. He's
That's where it
not George
stops.
Kittle. Yeah, he's
Right.
not George Kittle.
Trey McBride has been in the NFL for 3 years, and he has less career touchdowns than George Kittle had last season.
Somebody get the
Yeah.
door and let that sink in.
He doesn't score touchdowns. He will catch the ball, but that's because he's the security blanket for Kyler Murray.
Check down anybody. Yeah, anyone who's checking it down, like that's what he does. So like, cut it out, bro. Cut it out.
Yep. Okay, then we go to offensive line. The Rams are number 1. The Cardinals are number 2. The Niners are number 3. The Seahawks are number 4. I actually have no problem with this ranking.
No problem with this list.
I actually think this is a little generous. I think for the Niners, if they had the Niners in 4, I wouldn't be
Seahawks
mad.
are worse.
The Seahawks are worse. I mean, if Trent Williams is even just a little bit better than he was last season, and then you get the expected growth out of Dominic Pooney, their offensive line is going to be better than the Seahawks.
Yep. Run defense. Seahawks
Okay.
number 1. Rams number 2. Cardinals number 3. Niners number 4.
Based
Now
off
this
of
is
last
tough.
year, I'm not mad at this.
Yeah,
I'm not
this
mad.
Now
is
I
tough.
agree.
Based off of
It's-
last
it's-
year, sure,
yeah.
but they did a ton to address this.
Yeah, but again, until rookies actually do something in the NFL, it's all wish casting, and I'd love for them to be fantastic, but I have to see it in the league first.
Did the Seahawks?
Like, I'm going to be excited. I think they have potential, right?
Yeah.
But until they actually do it, like, I can't really say that they're going to be, like, really, really good. And I think we can kind of carry that over to the pass rush as well, because, I mean, it's Nick Bosa
yeah,
and then a
just
bunch
real
of new
quick.
people.
I don't maybe we're grading all the run defense on a curve because I don't think any of these 4 teams had a great run defense last year.
No, they didn't.
They were all
But the
pretty
Seahawks
poor.
were the best one though. I don't have the stats in front of me.
I would
I don't
imagine
have the
they're
stats in front of me,
22nd.
But the
You know?
Seahawks defensive line, those defensive tackles that they
They're
have,
big.
and the Rams went out and got those 2 guys also. Like, I'm not mad at them being 1 and 2.
Fair enough.
They went out and got good guys. But again, the Niners saw what those two teams did and said, all right, fuck it, we're going to do the same thing now.
Yep.
Like, we're going to flip this script very, very soon.
Yeah.
Ideally, hopefully, knock on wood.
Pass rush. Seahawks number 1, Rams number 2, Niners number 3, Cardinals number 4.
I would actually put the Rams number 1.
Rams number 1.
Same.
I'm with you, Matt. Yep. Rams 1,
And
Seahawks
other than
2.
that, I can't really argue either way.
Yeah.
Right, and if the Niners were 3 or 4 in this one, I wouldn't argue it. So, I would just put the Rams 1 and Seahawks 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's saying something because we have Nick Bosa, but I'll be honest with you, he's been a shell of himself lately. So we got to see he's got to come back to life. So
And I assume this is pass coverage defense.
yes,
Seahawks number 1, Cardinals number 2, Niners number 3, Rams number 4.
this is all based off of name and name only because the Niners shouldn't be 3.
No.
They should be at least 2.
2 or 1.
At least 2. Yeah. I think that a lot of people are sleeping on just how good Diamador Lenore is.
Yep.
And then you got Malik Mustafa, who's battling with the injury and all that. You got Renardo Green and all that. So I get the question marks for the Niners, but I think maybe this is a bias. I think Diamador Lenore is the best DB in our division, in our entire division. Yep.
Let's see. For the 2024 season, the 49ers were 5th in the NFL in pass.
I remember them being very high, highly
in pass
rated.
defense. So they would actually be number 1.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, it was also because we couldn't stop a nosebleed in the run game. So there was no need for teams to have to pass on us. It's kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Fair.
But when they tried to, Diamador Lenore hasn't allowed a touchdown in how many freaking targets? Like it's like 250 plus targets or something like that, which is way more than a season's worth. He hasn't allowed a touchdown.
Now, to combat that with if you're not going to do total yards, the Niners were actually also 7th in net yards per passing attempt.
There you go. Now you're talking.
They were a great pass defense last year.
Yes.
The rookies really stepped up. Mike, you talked about Mustafa, Green, Ward was out a handful of times, and they all stepped up and played well. So
Now
it's got to be Niners 1 or if not 2.
Yeah, and the little bit of pass rush that we did seem to get, a lot of it was coverage sacks. So I definitely think the pass defense for the Niners should be ranked higher.
Yeah. So overall, this list is ass. I'm sorry. This list is ass. Not
Cheeks
good
for
list.
weeks.
Yeah. Not a
And
good list.
not strip club ass either. Like not the ass that you like. This is the bad ass.
This is like homeless dude riding a bike with pants 3 sizes too large. Ass.
That's just wrong, man. That's just
How do you
wrong.
paint a picture like that? That's terrible. That's terrible,
You
man.
know, it is what it is, man.
All right. Last question I have for you fellas before we wrap up here. It's getting late. Who will be the 49ers' biggest competitor inside the division? We just had those rankings we went through. Rams, Seahawks, or Cardinals. Who will be the toughest battle for them in 2025?
To me, it's the Rams until proven otherwise. Like, I'm sorry, I've never believed in that pumpkin, Sam Darnold. I don't believe in him. I think he's going to come crashing back down to earth. He got a lot of mileage out of Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson on his team, and he's going to look awfully ordinary coming up. To the point where if you told me week 11, week 12, we saw Jalen Milroe because Sam Darnold's not playing well. You know, you lose DK Metcalf. They lost a bunch of free agents like Trey Brown is gone, Artie Burns gone, like a bunch of people on their defense gone,
Tyler
a lot of
Lockett.
turnover there. I don't think the Cardinals are there yet. I think they're up and coming, but again, Kyler Murray inconsistent. They go as he goes. There was a recent video I watched. I think it was an Alex Rollins video where he was showing tape. Kyler Murray is like he's got that happy feet to like pressure. He's like do you remember like not Tom Brady? Who was it at the end of it might have been Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning at the end of his career where like pass rush would get through and he would just fold to the ground and like nope, fuck it.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray does that now at 27 years old.
So let me ask you guys this question.
Yeah.
You said that Kyler Murray might not be there next year. Why?
I said that.
I agree with it too.
But why?
that regime didn't draft him. They have no connection.
Is it contract? Is his contract up this
everything, I think. He is not a
So-
proven winner. He can't get the job done. He's getting paid a shit ton of money that doesn't line up with the production that's on the field.
So this is I'm going to say that the Cardinals are because of that though, right? Mainly the contract year. He's going to want to get some money somewhere else, and I think he's going to have a really good year. I don't. You guys remember what was it? 3 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, where they started out like 8-0, 8-1, or some shit like that. It was like a crazy start.
They
for
won the
them.
division, right?
They just fell apart in the second half of the season.
Oh, okay.
You remember that? They just started really, really hot. They made the playoffs. I think they were a first-round exit. So those guys, or maybe they beat the Eagles that year. I don't remember who it was. The Eagles like fell apart. That was the same year the Niners like blew the Eagles out. But anyway, my point is this though:
They lost
they
to
do what
the Rams in the playoffs. So
Yeah.
if that's the year
That's
you're
who it was.
thinking about.
It was the Rams. You're right.
First Monday Night Football playoff game. Sorry, that's why I remember it.
If the Cardinals do what I think they're going to do and trade for a running back, I think that sets them over the top. I think that Connor's cool, but he's like they're making do with him type of thing, right? Like Connor, how do I put this in 49ers terms? Connor is like what's the guy's name? Jeff Wilson Jr. In Niners terms, right? Like when we had him, we were excited for him. We wanted him to get a bigger role and all that stuff, right? It's like this guy is a good pass catcher. He seems to have a little bit of explosion and all that, right? That's how I see James Conner. But he's not the guy. He's just been a guy for a really long time since they acquired him from Pittsburgh, since he came from Pittsburgh that year. If they trade for a running back, I think the Cardinals would be the biggest threat to the 49ers. I think Kyler's out there to play, whether he's there or not in the future. He's going to want to put on a clinic so other teams come calling and beating down his door so he can get the bag.
Well, if he plays well, he's going to be there, right? If they make the playoffs, they're not going to change off him. My issue with Kyler is that he's not the same after the injury. Like 2021, really good season, looked like he was coming into his own. Tore the ACL, came back, didn't really look right. Last year again with the happy feet, lots of yards, but lots of mistakes too. And I think that he's just naturally capped because of the height. I really think that the height hurts him. Like he's listed at 5'10". That dude's like 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah.
Mike,
But I mean,
remember,
hey, good for him. He got his toddler run in Madden this year, so that's cool.
Mike, do you remember we were on the podcast and you were talking about whether or not his eye level on his forehead determined, and you were surprised that that's not a thing that's measured at the combine, how high your eyes sit on your forehead? Because you said his eyes sit really low.
Like a 6
Yes.
like a 6 footer has higher set, like a lower set eyes than a guy who's like 5'9", so the 5'9" guy's eyes are actually higher off the ground.
Yeah, he was like, he
should
can't see
count,
over the
man.
line because his eyes are down here.
Yeah,
That's funny.
that should be something that they look at when they're scouting. They measure hand size and all that kind of shit. Why don't you measure the depth of the eyebrow and the eye? Like they should really I'm mad that you remember that. That's funny because I stand by that. I swear I stand by that. You can't be that short and have a big forehead.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do both, dude. Like so
You got the height, so he can't see over the offensive line properly. You got the injury, which he's just so inconsistent, doesn't want to get hit, and then you have just again, how true is it? Who knows? But the smoke is out there. Like he'd rather play Call of Duty than like study film or whatever. Like there's enough there that it's just like it's potential unfulfilled. I think he's capped. I don't think he's going to get any better. And if he doesn't get any better, then he's not going to be there next year. And I don't think the Cardinals can challenge the 49ers without that. I also think, by the way, the Cardinals defense is still like a year or two away from really catching up.
by the way, it wasn't who's going to beat the Niners. It was who's going to be the biggest
Toughest
challenge to
competition.
them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we always struggle against the Cardinals. I don't have a problem against the Rams. The Seahawks got us last year, but everyone got us last year, right? You take that for what it's worth.
And Geno
But
Smith
it always
celebrated that
seems like-
shit like that was his Super Bowl. Like
It
that
was
was the
his
biggest
Super
game
Bowl.
of his career,
Yeah.
man.
He
Well,
got
because
one
they
win
won it
versus us
here.
and shipped his ass out.
Yeah, so they won it in our house, right? We beat them in their backyard, but they won here. And so I get it. But let's be honest here. The Cardinals, no matter how good the Niners are, they always give us fits for some reason. always. And so,
So-
I
That's
think
fair.
they're gonna be the
Going
most-
back to the McCoy game where they
Yep.
just
Yeah.
blasted us. Yeah,
Whooped our ass.
It's like
That's-
damned if you do
that's
and damned if
fair.
you don't.
So,
That's fair.
for the sake of conversation, I'm going to go with Seattle, right? But it's more so, I think, that little of the other two teams. I don't think the Cardinals are going to do anything. Matt Stafford's a tweaked back away from an IR list, and he, barely got through this past season. Is it more likely Jalen Milroe starts more games, or who the fuck's the backup in LA? Is it still that Carson?
It
Whatever.
is. I got it right here.
They drafted
Quarterback
Rams?
is Garoppolo.
Oh, that's right, Jimmy G. Jimmy G or
Garoppolo,
Jalen
and then-
Milroe
and then,
starts more
Stetson
games.
Bennett.
Stetson Bennett, that's the guy I was thinking of. So
Dude, did you, speaking of Stetson Bennett, real quick, did you see the thing? There was a news report that came out that even though he had been in college since 2017, Stetson Bennett left college without a degree.
oh,
Wait, are you?
He was in
serious?
college for like 6 years and didn't get a degree.
What the hell
Yikes.
was he doing? Knitting?
Partying.
yeah, clearly.
Just ask his boy Carson Beck, who's getting in a lot of trouble down in Miami.
Yep. Anyway, so I don't think that's funny. I don't think that much of either of those teams. So I'm going to pick Seattle, and I'm going to say Sam Darnold, that magical run lasts about another 8 to 9 games tops before he flames out horribly. And I think the first half of the season, the Seahawks will be a tough competition for the 49ers. Remember, they start the season and end the season there. So it's like we'll get a perfect image capture of how they are as a team over 17 games. So week one may be tough to open up with them, but I think Seattle, they made some additions or some changes, I should say. Shipped DK's sorry ass out. Drafted a couple receivers. They brought Kupp in. Did a couple of defensive changes. They could be a tough battle for us. So we'll see. So Matt says Rams till proven otherwise. Mike has the Cardinals, and I have Seattle. Drop your picks in the comments.
And my pick is going to be remarkably laughable, if anything, which, I mean, I feel like is likely happens to Matt Stafford. Because, God, if Stetson Bennett or Jimmy G have to play extended minutes for this team, man, what kind of imagine being Devontae Adams after you ran down Jimmy G so hard last year in Las Vegas, and then that motherfucker is throwing you the ball again.
Oh,
He's all
my
talking
God.
like he's some G on that wide receiver show. Yeah, I had a big part in benching him. Had a big part in
Right.
shipping his ass out.
Crazy.
Remember the,
And now
remember
he's
the,
got to go play with him.
the hot mic. I got to get the fuck out of here before they kill me or something.
Before
Whatever
they kill me.
Oh my God! And now you're right back with the same guy again.
Yep.
right there, dude.
What's up, D?
Ooh,
What's up,
boy.
Devontae?
Maybe
Want to
he'll
go
have
run some
something to do.
routes?
What
if-
an awkward
if-
OTA that must have been.
If Bennett gets in before Jimmy, we know it's all Devontae Adams.
Right.
We know it's all Adams, man.
He's gonna be
I'm
on
not
another
playing if
season
that
of wide
motherfucker's
receiver.
here.
Yeah, I had something to do with that.
Devontae Adams gonna end up with a convenient flare up of that turf toe.
Right.
Yep.
Shit, can't play.
Okay, I lied. One more question. I have a chat pack question for you, gentlemen.
Let's go.
What type of service to others or good deed done for other people do you personally find the most rewarding?
Most
Chat
rewarding.
answer as well.
This is going to be selfish. I'll go first. And I actually was just talking to my wife. We realized that we didn't do it last year. Around the holidays, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, we usually go out to like just a random local place to get some food. And whoever is our waitress or waiter, we kind of like we talk to them a little bit more, right? Just to see if they're like a good person, especially if they're young, like are you in school or whatever. And we usually leave. We'll order, $50, $60, $70, $80 worth of food, but we leave $100+ tip. Like we just do it no matter, as long as they seem like they're a good person, we tip well above the 15, 20% that you're supposed to give. And it's just our way of like paying it forward. We've had people come back like crying, like, oh my God, thank you guys so much, right? And like, so we didn't do that this year. And so we realized it, and we were like, babe, we gotta make up for it. So we gotta have to do it twice this year. But the reason that it's the most rewarding is because you see an appreciation, especially that time of year, right? They say like the suicide rates are the highest around those 2 months in the year, and so you don't know what other people are going through. And so if we can just get some decent service somewhere, I like knowing that we made someone's day better. In general, all kinds of charity, you're making someone's day better, right? But that is like instant gratification. It's kind of selfish, right? It's self-serving at that point, right? So this is something that makes us feel good for doing good for others, because we donate. We have a rule in my house at Christmas time where if my kids get 17 gifts for Christmas, they have to donate 17 things to charity. And so we after Christmas is done, we leave with a trunk full of stuff, and we take it to the local Goodwill or the Salvation Army. Like, we donate that kind of stuff all the time. We give clothes out all the time. But it's that's different because we are picking someone, like a specific individual, and getting to hear from them real time. We try to, our favorite places to do it are when we get to like just kind of leave it and walk out. You know what I mean? And we even ask the questions like, hey, I got a question for you. Do you split this? Because some places make the waiter split the tips amongst the house, and so if they do, we give even more. You know, like just like, you know, here's a personal thank you, and then we're gonna write a tip in here, type of thing. You know what I mean? So we'll give them an extra $50 bill. That's for you. The rest we'll write in the tip on the card, and even that one we'll still leave, you know, the $100 or whatever. So we have to get back to it. I can't believe we missed it last year. Last year must have been, there was a lot going on for me at the end of the year last year. So, but we'll get back to it. But that's definitely the one for me.
That's sweet. Matt, you want me to go, or you want to go?
I mean, mine's kind of built in, right? Because like
True.
I provide service for people as a living. So, but in that, you know, taking extra time out of my day to make sure that people are doing okay. You know, a lot of people know I work in a hospital, so like, you know, for my patients, so their being there is one of the worst times in their life. So take an extra minute to sit down, talk to them, see how they're doing. Don't treat it like oh, I got to come in here. Oh, it's another thing to check off the box. You know what I mean? Be a human being in that moment. Be emotionally available to patients, and, you know, trying to make their stay better. You know, it's hard. It's hard being sick. It's hard being injured. You might get news that you don't want to hear, and just having somebody who treats you like a human being still, and not like, you know, for example, somebody who has like a terminal diagnosis. A lot of times the last thing they want is for somebody to treat them with like kid gloves, like, oh,
Right.
oh, like, oh, it's very condescending and patronizing, and just being able to like crack a joke with them. You know what I mean? Just treat them like a real person, and you know, and then to pay that forward, imparting that. You know, I got a little girl who's 2-year-old's notorious for not sharing shit. Right? My toy. She is the kindest little kid ever. And I would like to think that it's something that me and my wife have helped instill in her, and that she wants to you know, to keep that going forward. She's always like, oh, I want to share. Like, 22 months old. What 22-month-old is like, I want to share with this person? You know what I mean? So that's, you know, again, I think that just from me and my wife being very, you know, kind and courteous and empathic people, I think my daughter gets that as well. So seeing that bud and grow in her and blossom in her is like probably even better. But yeah, getting to do what I do on a daily basis is awesome too.
That's awesome. For me, I love cooking, right? I've talked about it plenty of times here. More so the last few years, I've really gotten into baking. And it's cooking in general, but baking, you make a cake, you make a shit ton of cupcakes, and like just seeing people eat it. And it's like so much stress and work goes into that. You could be hours, you know, you're up till 4 or 5 in the morning finishing a cake for the next morning. And, you know, you see them cut it and take a bite, and you're just like, oh my God, it's so good. Just that, like, I tell Ash all the time, like, it's hours of work for literally like a 10-second moment where they first taste it and they're like, oh my God, this is delicious. Like, you just live for that. And I mean, it's funny. I don't know if you guys have watched The Bear, the FX show where the chef and whatnot.
I haven't.
That's
I
the-
want to, but
Yeah, I saw like 1 or 2 episodes of it.
It's good.
The main character is the guy from Shameless.
Yeah.
Lip.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
everybody always says like, oh, like you must love doing it. And, you probably find it so relaxing and this, that. And I'm just like, yeah. And in reality, I'm like pulling my hair out, like my ganache is splitting. Like I have no idea. I followed this recipe. This doesn't make any sense. And it's like, it's so stressful. But in the moment, but once it's all done, you're like, okay, I got it done. So I would definitely say cooking for people, baking for people, just cooking in general, providing food for people and just seeing them enjoy it is like a really rewarding thing for me. My dad definitely instilled that in me. Not necessarily the baking, but he barbecues, he cooks. The good dude can cook anything. So he definitely taught that in me and all my brothers. So very appreciative of that.
Do you use nutmeg in
Yeah.
your cakes and cupcakes? Like, is that a regular ingredient
No,
for you,
no.
or is it only
I've
if the
used it
recipe
maybe
calls
once
for
or
it?
twice. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
spice, pumpkin spice, those type of cupcakes. Why? You just curious?
I heard someone, and I don't remember if it was a positive or a negative, but they were like nutmeg. That's the secret to a good cake. And I don't bake them. Right, with me, I go and get the instant shit, add water and eggs and beat, and then put it in the right. So like that's my version of it. I don't do what you do. I've seen pictures of your work and everything, and it looks incredible, right? But like,
Thank you.
I wonder what's underneath the icing. I wonder about like what's the Zach flair like? Do you have a special thing that you put in a little bit of something and everything?
I think my wife always says that there's like you can do that a lot more with regular dishes, but baking is very exact. So like
Yeah,
you got to be
it's
careful. You can't add
science.
too much of your own flair because even a little bit of and I've experienced it a little bit because the only thing I really bake is like bread and dough and stuff like that. But even that has to be very, very exact. So
Pizza dough is crazy. Pizza dough, you can make it the exact same way 10 different times, and you're gonna come out with 10 different pizza doughs.
yep, because it's all about the proofing.
Yeah,
You have
it's
to proof
wild.
it the right way.
Yeah.
I know. I'm making pizza again on Saturday. So
Oh, there you go.
yeah, man, got my whole can of San Marzanos. Gonna get in there. I think I'm gonna do a hand crushed sauce this time. Sometimes you want to use a puree, or sometimes you want to use I do everything except for the cheese. Like obviously in like the meats and stuff, I can't really churn my own cheese or
Right,
whatever,
right.
Is the secret to a good pizza the dough or the sauce?
Both. The dough, the sauce, the cheese. Those are the 3 most important things, which is why if you ever want to see if a place has good pizza, get a cheese pizza, because you can't hide any of those 3 components. And then underrated is the cook. How are you cooking it? Are you cooking it New York style, which would be like lower temperature for a little longer? Or are you cooking it like Neapolitan style, which will be at like 800-900 degrees for like 45 seconds? Like all that stuff matters.
Oof. Wow, interesting, very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I agree with Justin, by the way. Cooking food is a love language. I mean, it really is. You can just cook for someone, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
I find I like to do complicated things, and the simple shit bores me. You know what I
can
mean?
see
Like
that.
you want me to like fry an egg? It's like, all right, I guess. But if you want me to make like creme brulee from scratch, like I'm more into that. You know?
Same.
You want me to make beef Wellington like all the way? Fuck yeah, dude! I'll make my own puff pastry. I don't care.
Nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Speaking of the bear, by the way, though, that did give me down a rabbit hole of like, apparently the T-shirts that he wears in that show are like super popular.
Yeah.
and it's a Japanese company, and it's loop weaved or something like that. It's like loop-holed shirts or whatever. But the shirt that he wears, specifically the brand, is based off of like old 1940s clothes, and it's made by a company in Japan. And the shirts are like $90.
Yeah, they're it's just a white T-shirt.
It's a white T-shirt, $90 for a shirt.
What?
Loop spun.
What do they do?
Loop spinning is longer threads of cotton, and it's very slow. So the weave is like, they say that you're able to stretch the shirt when you wear it, but then when you wash it, it goes back to the same, like the original dimensions. And it's because it's loop spun and the threads are longer, it actually ends up being ridiculously soft.
Wow.
So it's quiet luxuries. in life. It's not like the
So
big
it's like-
brands, right? It's just like a plain
he's
white
playing
t-shirt.
this
You
guy
have no
who's like
idea.
a grimy cook and all this shit, and it's set in New Orleans, right?
No, Chicago.
It's just Chicago.
Okay, Chicago.
Just like
Okay.
Shameless. That's why I was
Yeah,
like, come
but,
on, like, really?
But then he's wearing like $90 t-shirts, white t-shirts to work to cook in. Like, fuck out of here, man.
Well, he was a former 5-star chef, and
You
he
still
took
ain't wearing
over
that
this
shit.
this
You
place
still ain't
because it
wearing
was
that
his
shit in there.
brother's place.
You're
who
wearing
died.
the $3 Hanes special, dude.
Nah, I don't know, man. I mean, there's certain things you just don't compromise on. If that's what he's got to wear to feel and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, right? My job has all these like different, like we order our shirts from a website, right? But then you can pay extra to get different ones. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I feel different when I put on certain shirts versus the other ones. You know what I mean? Like that breathable, the fitted stuff. I lost a couple of pounds, and now I'm wearing the fitted stuff, and my confidence goes up. I'm ready to help people out. I'm volunteering for more stuff. I don't know, man. I'm just saying. I don't know what it's like to be a chef and
There are
have to deal with all
certain
that stuff. But
Professions. There are certain professions where, yes, like you want to look. Like me, I don't care. I essentially wear pajamas to work. Like I don't even care. Like I want stuff that's comfortable, right? And I don't need fancy colors. I don't need fancy whatever, right? But if I worked the office job, yeah, I'd want like a nice suit or whatever. But in a kitchen, a white shirt, working with food where you know you're going to get that motherfucker dirty. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
By the way, can I start a quick fire in the chat?
uh-oh.
I'm going to start a quick fire. Deep dish pizza sucks, and it's not even pizza. It's fucking casserole.
All right. On that note, let's wrap up. Throw the grenade and close the door. Mike, let the folks know where to find you. I'm sure they already know.
Yeah, guys, head on over to Nothing But Niners on YouTube. Give us a follow on our Patreon page, patreon.com/NB9ERS. It's right there at the bottom of the screen, man. And as always, if you guys are watching from the Nothing But Niners channel, Justin, I see you out there in the chat specifically. Make sure you guys subscribe to my guys. They are right down there, man. 49ers Hive. Give them a follow, man. They put in a lot of good work, especially throughout the season. You aren't going to want to miss anything that they're bringing to you on their channel. It's them. They got a little team over there. Kudos to everyone out there contributing. It's always something good over there, so make sure you subscribe to them as well. 49ers Hive on YouTube.
Appreciate it, Mike. Thank you very much. Matt, do us the honors.
Yeah, man. Fun conversation. Definitely, get into the weirder side of the off season and all the stuff, but it's almost over. Training camp is coming up in what, like 3 weeks or something like that?
Just
Like
about.
rookies report on the 11th or something like that. So it's going to get wild, and we're going to bring you a lot more content. So thank you, everybody out there, for joining us tonight. For Zach, for Mike, for myself, we couldn't do this without you. We love having you here. So until next time, go Niners.